We're here to announce some great news for our veteran population. We take great pride in Jacksonville that we are a military-friendly city. 1 in 4 of us are either a veteran of our armed services or still serving. That's a good part of the reason why we have a new VA clinic coming online, and we recently cut ribbon on that state-of-the-art expansion of the Naval Hospital of Jacksonville. Today we gathered in that same spirit with the U.S. Secretary of Transportation Ray LaHood. The Secretary has traveled all the way to Jacksonville, Florida to make an announcement about transportation, specifically toward helping veterans and their families. Mr. Secretary, it's always good to see you. We really appreciate you bringing in Jacksonville. It's so important that you really show the other part of the country that Jacksonville is important, Florida is important, and you care about veterans, and the administration care about veterans. Let's give the Secretary a hand as he comes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all very much for being here at this very, very beautiful memorial. We feel like we have an extraordinary partner with the mayor, the work he's doing, the important work at the port, which we have visited on 2 occasions, and I'm delighted to be back. 92 years ago, this Friday, America observed its first Veterans Day. For 2 full minutes, on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1919, people and communities across the country stood in silent reflection. They paused to remember family, friends, and neighbors who did not return from what they hoped would be a war to end all wars. And they renewed a solemn bond President Abraham Lincoln had made a half a century earlier, a pledge that as a nation we would, and I quote, care for those who have borne the battle, end quote, and for all who rely on them. Today, after a decade of war, we owe our men and women in uniform, our wounded warriors, and our military families no less. We owe them job training and career opportunities, so they don't need to fight for work after they have fought for our country. We owe them health care and counseling services, because history's finest fighting force deserves the world's best medical and psychological support. And President Obama is making good on these commitments. This administration, President Obama's administration, honors the service and sacrifice of all who have worn the uniform of the United States of America with honor and distinction. And we're committed, President Obama's committed to serving them as well as they have served us. Of course, America owes our military men, women, and families something else too. We owe them access to affordable, convenient, reliable transportation. After all, cars, buses, and trains are more than the way we get from point A to point B. They're the way we get to work. They're the way we get to class. They're the way we get to a store or to a doctor. You can't get to a new job without a ride. And it's for exactly this reason that President Obama's administration today is launching the Veterans, Transportation, and Community Living Initiative. Today, President Obama's administration will award $1.2 million to the Jacksonville Transportation Authority so it can create a one-call, one-click transportation resource center. Thank you. And let me just say parenthetically, we're not in every city in America today. We're making these announcements in a select group of cities who provide good transportation. The Jacksonville Transportation Authority has extraordinary leadership in providing good transportation. So we're here to enhance that for our veterans with what we call One Call, One Click Transportation Resource Center. So I want to say a special word of congratulations to the Jacksonville Transportation Authority, and I'd ask all those in leadership, all those who are represented here by the Jacksonville Transportation Authority to stand. We wouldn't be here without your leadership. Stand and be recognized, all of you. A great job, a job well done. And that's why we're awarding $1.9 million. This will make it possible for veterans to check bus and van schedules online or over the phone, or to schedule rides with van pools or private transportation companies. And all told, the Veterans Transportation and Community Living Initiative will provide $35 million to 55 projects in 32 states, including 6 grants, totaling $7.3 million in Florida. But I wanted to be here today to say congratulations to the people who work hard to provide transportation. This transportation is absolutely critical. The last thing our veterans and their families should worry about is how they'll get to a job interview, to physical therapy, or to drop their child at daycare. Now, this doesn't let Washington off the hook. Congress still needs to do its job to help Americans. Almost 850,000 unemployed veterans find a job, get back to work. And this week, the Senate will have an opportunity to vote on tax credits for businesses who hire unemployed veterans, a bipartisan idea that's part of the President's American Jobs Act. If the Senate takes this action, we will send a message to our veterans that we care about them, and we care about them getting a job and an opportunity. The American people can't wait. Americans, veterans, and military families can't wait. So we, in President Obama's administration, are taking action. And that's what today is all about, helping our military families move forward on the home front with a bold new initiative that's paid for without using any new tax dollars. This is how we continue, in Lincoln's words, to quote, care for those who have borne the battle. This is how we keep up the fight for those who fought for us. And this is how we connect America's heroes with economic opportunities that they deserve, they have earned. And so again, I'm grateful to all of you who've provided the leadership in this community for transportation for our veterans, and what we're announcing today will continue to enhance that. Thank you very much.
Wow, that's great, Mr. Secretary. This is remarkable news and great way to give back to a community that has given so much to us. Without the sacrifice of our brave military men and women, we would not enjoy the freedom we have today. This announcement shows that the federal government is paying attention to what we're doing in Jacksonville. The relationship we are forging with leaders like Secretary Ray LaHood, Secretary Shinsky from the Veterans Administration is helping to truly get things done for the people of our city. Jacksonville, home to NAS Jax, Naval Station Mayport, the Marines at Blunt Island, the Coast Guard, is an area shaped by its military presence. Our military presence carries a $12.2 billion annual economic impact. Jacksonville and the surrounding area of Northeast Florida for $14.1 billion economic impact. These are numbers that can draw big returns to benefit all of us today. Today's announcement is a great example that by helping our veterans have access to transportation, we're expanding opportunity for them to find work and get around our great city. This will also be important for those freshly returning home from conflict zones who want to get back to work and make sure that they can take care of their family. So we say to our veterans, we care about you, we love you, we believe in you, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure that you too continue to live the American dream. It is so important because after all, their work is truly at the highest level of public service. Mr. Secretary, I thank you again for your visit. We appreciate your leadership and your commitment and conviction for our veterans. Let's give them another hand.
Mr. Secretary, Mr. Mayor, members and veterans of the Armed Forces, and assembled guests and friends, to have the United States Secretary of Transportation with us today makes this a remarkable day. But Mr. Secretary, you have come again, I should say, to a remarkable place, and a place that is remarkably big. It's well known that Jacksonville is 747 square miles in physical size, but what surprises folks is that according to the 2010 census, our mayor, Mayor Alvin Brown, is the mayor of the 11th largest incorporated city in the United States. By the way, that is a larger population within incorporated city limits than San Francisco, Seattle, Boston, Denver, Atlanta, or Washington, D.C. In Jacksonville, we are big. And in terms of the way we live, we don't stop there. Because we may live in or around Jacksonville, but we work, rest, recreate, and find community in the counties of St. Johns, Clay, Nassau, and beyond, and we do it as if those places were no further than going down to our mailbox. And so, Mr. Secretary, the Jacksonville Transportation Authority is so pleased to be a recipient of this grant to establish a one-call transportation resource center that will benefit our veterans, the families they support, and the local agencies that exist to serve them. With one call, we aim to make Jacksonville and Northeast Florida even bigger, even more welcoming, and even more full of possibility for our veterans than it is today. Secretary LaHood, this is one of the great places in America, and we are thrilled that you are here. We are delighted to receive this grant, and with the leadership of Mayor Brown, we think you will be hearing more from and about us very soon. Thank you all. God bless the United States and the veterans of our armed forces.